So we're in Kingston Maurwood today. This is the main entrance, and this building is about 200 years old. And we're here today to use the building as reverb in our series of architecture as an instrument. So to my left is the old music room, and behind us, which I'll show you, is the library. Each room has a different acoustic sound. So you can hear, here has a lot of reverb. So, as you can see over here, we've got the strings that we recorded with Drew in Bristol, and they sound like this. Hear the reverb? Cool. And then we've got vocals with our new song. This one is called Thief, featuring India Blue, and you'll hear the reverb more apparent in this one. That is what we're after. So, what we're going to do is record it with 3 of these Chandler mics, because we've got 3 of them now. And the idea is have 1 mic at the front that catches the direct sound, and we're going to have 2 facing away at the wall. So what's going to happen, as the sound comes along, it hits the wall and goes back into this. This is called pre-delay. This is what you're hearing. So the bigger the pre-delay, the bigger the room feels. So it's a really simple setup, but with some of the best microphones you can get. And let's try it out.
So we've just played some strings and vocals and various parts of one of our new tracks in this main entrance hall here. Won't be the same experience for you because I'm standing here obviously live in the building, but hopefully you can convey some of it on the video and see what it sounds like, because it's really cinematic, and you can really feel when you're stood in the building, you can hear from my voice now, how much reverb and how much depth it gives the track. So it really makes such a difference, and you can really hear it somewhere like this in this space with the echo and just the presence and the feeling of it all. So it really does add to the music. What do you think about reverb? Interesting.
Caroline is now going to tell you some more interesting facts about Kingston Maurwood, why the building exists and how it's sustained in this new age. Over to Caroline.
So, Pepper, what's your thoughts on reverb?
Yeah, I agree.
So, interesting fact, we're here in the goat enclosure. This is a 750-acre estate, and whilst it looks like a working farm as well, obviously animals here, it's a college. So this is also a place where students come to learn all about animals and agriculture and sustainability and farming. So different to what we do in terms of music, but the ethos is the same. This is very much a kind of community-based place, passing on skills and trades. So very much like how we make music, and it's about community, and it's about different people coming together to create something. It's got a very similar ethos here.
We're now in the old music room, built about 200 years ago. You could imagine back then, like live piano, cellos, and just, you know, the ambience and vibe in this room must have been amazing. Difference in sound, you can probably hear already, where there's all brick and it's all shiny and stone. Where here, it's a lot more warmer, and I think the strings will sound pretty beautiful in here. You'll probably hear less of a tail on the reverb, but a fuller sound, I think. So what we're going to do now is play the strings and vocals in here, and then see what it sounds like.
So we just played Thief in here in the music room, as Shahab has explained. And as he mentioned, very different room to the main entrance. So this is carpeted in here. And as you can probably see, there's lots of paneling and paint and wood detail. So just as Shahab said, he's the sound expert. I'm not. You can hear a difference. It's not as echoey, and it has got a richer sound. And I think that the reverb and the delay almost sounds warmer and more of a collective. And I suspect, obviously, as Shahab mentioned, this room was originally the music room for the house. So the chances are they would have had ensembles and classical groups coming in here. And obviously, when you're playing in a group or a classical orchestra, the idea is the sound all comes together and one voice or instrument isn't louder than the other. So I think in this room, it's not as, it doesn't stand out as much as when we're in the main entrance, and you can really hear that beautiful reverb and echo, and it's quite ethereal and quite sort of spooky sounding. This has got a richer, slightly warmer sound, but it's perhaps not quite as atmospheric as when you're in a very kind of echoey entrance. But again, adds a sort of richness to the sound based on the architecture and the sort of furnishings and the way they've kitted out this room.
So, Kingston Maurwood has an agricultural college here, which we're going to have a little walk around and show you the area and how beautiful it is. Caroline knows all the facts, and she's great at milking cows, so she's going to tell you some more and show you how she milks a cow.
So reverb, this guy has got a lot to say about reverb. Not any. So, reverb, pre-delay, any thoughts? So, whilst we've been wandering around looking at all the animals and checking out the estate, John just mentioned to me that he was actually a student here back in the early 80s.
In the early 80s, yes.
Tell me a little bit about that, John.
Well, I was Daverley student here in the early 80s, and 83, 84, I was a full-time student doing my National Certificate in Agriculture.
Right, okay. So I thought that was quite interesting because, again, this place, Kingston Maurwood, is run by a team of dedicated, very dedicated staff and volunteers who love this place. And it's interesting that John has come back after being a student here because of his love of agriculture and of animals and this sort of environment. And we were talking about how similar that is to music. So it might not seem that there's any comparisons between somewhere like Kingston Maurwood and an agricultural college, but for me there is, because we are trying to make independent music and create exciting art. And that requires people who also have a passion and give up their time and expertise to support something they believe in. Very similar to what goes on in agriculture, farming and animal attractions, isn't it? It relies on volunteers as well as staff who are dedicated. So, interesting. So John here is a bit of a veteran of this place and just shows people who believe in something will come back and kind of pass on that community and keep somewhere going.
So we are now in the library, and you can hear a completely different type of reverb in here. We've got wooden floors, wooden walls with books. This is quite a small, intimate room as well. Be interesting to see what it sounds like. And you can imagine, again, 200 years ago, people smoking cigars and talking about jazz in here. Pretty cool, isn't it?
Hello. So we are here in the library in Kingston Maurwood. As Shahab mentioned, beautiful room, very different. Shh, should be quiet in here, it's a library. So it would have been designed for people to be quiet and to muffle the sound and the acoustics actually and make it not so expansive. So again, playing Thief, the song, SPEZIAL song with India Blue in here, with the vocals and strings, really different to the so grand spaces we've just been to. So yeah, in this wooden nook, the sound will be quite different at what comes back in terms of reverb and pre-delay, and just the general feeling of the song when you play it in more of a dead space sound, I suppose. Going back to my Dickens.
But Caroline's going to tell you some more interesting facts about Kingston Maurwood, and out there is a farm. So over to Caroline.
Interesting fact about Kingston Maurwood. Did you know Thomas Hardy, very famous novelist, knew the estate very well and was inspired by what he saw here through some of his novels that he wrote. So we have just finished up here at Kingston Maurwood. I'm out in the garden and the kind of the grounds of the house. We want to thank everybody. So again, something Shahab and I talk a lot about when we're making music is community, in the idea that people who are passionate about something get involved. And that's very much the same here at Kingston Maurwood. It's a place that can only carry on and exist if people support it. So in the same way as independent music making brings people together who are passionate and want to pass something on and keep something going, that is exactly the ethos for SPEZIAL, and independent music making and grassroots people doing things together. So it's been a great experience here. Again, really interesting for us to hear our songs being played in a historic building and to hear the effect of that reverb and to meet another community of people with same ideas as us to try to be excited by creating something and working together. So big thanks to everyone here at Kingston Maurwood, particularly the animals and John. And I hope you enjoyed listening to our songs we played.
So the song today we're going to be playing is our new one with the India Blue called Thief. It's a new one coming out end of the month on SPEZIAL, the record label.